From the Palms Casino Resort in Las Vegas, 5 celebrities battle it out at the poker table. At stake, the Cadillac Bravo $1 million prize pool. Playing tonight, the men from Desperate Housewives, Ricardo Antonio Chavira, Stephen Culp, James Denton, Mark Moses, and Doug Savant. Plus, world-class poker player and expert, Phil Gordon, and your host, Dave Foley. Welcome your host, Dave Foley.
Oh, hello, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being with us tonight for Celebrity Poker Showdown. Now, I gotta say, Desperate Housewives, that's a popular show, right? Yeah. Tonight, what we thought we'd do here at our poker show is we thought we'd just skim a little of the cream of that success off the top and just rub it all over ourselves. And welcome the guys who made those housewives so damn desperate, the men of Wisteria Lane. Ladies and gentlemen, help me to welcome, playing for the San Antonio affiliate of the Susan G. Komen Breast Cancer Foundation, Ricardo Antonio Chavira. For the We Spark Cancer Support Center, Stephen Culp. Playing for Cure Autism Now, James Denton. Playing for the Special Olympics, Mark Moses. Playing for the Desi Giesman Foundation, Doug Savant. Oh, it's like they've never seen handsome, successful men before. Thank you all for being here. This is going to be a lot of fun. And for us, it's a little bit like, you know how dogs will roll around in their own feces to disguise their odor? That's kind of what we're doing. Our poker show is going to roll around in the stink of your success. And just hope that it disguises the odor of our basic cable status. And here is the bait for you gentlemen. Here's what we brought out here to try and turn you against your peers and friends. This is the chip that means you're the champion at this table, means you'll be moving on to the championship round, and the chance to win the biggest share of the Cadillac Bravo $1 million prize pool. That's right. $1 million. Why, that's catering on your show for a week. So, the game that we play here is called No Limit Texas Hold'em. And if you're unfamiliar with that game, then you are much like myself. So if you'd like a refresher, here's a brief film. It's a simple game, really. Each player is dealt 2 hole cards face down, and then they bet. 3 community cards are spread face up in the middle of the table. These are called the flop, and are common to everybody's hand. After a round of betting, 1 more common card is turned face up. This is called the turn. Everybody bets, and then 1 last common card, called the river, is added to the spread. There's 1 final round of betting, then players make their best 5-card poker hand out of any combination of their 2 hole cards and the 5 in the middle of the table. Each player starts with $10,000 in chips. The order of betting is determined by a white disc known as the dealer button. Having it in front of you is called being on the button, and it means that you get to act last on every round of betting. This is the strongest position at the table because you get to see how all the other players act before you decide what to do. Every hand, the first 2 players will have to make forced bets, known as blinds, to start the action and build the pot. At regular intervals, these blinds will increase, making the minimum bet higher and higher throughout the tournament. And while there are minimums, remember, this is no-limit poker. so there are no maximums. At any time, any player can go all in and bet everything they have. Eventually, one player will have all the chips on the table and be declared the winner. Now, please help me to welcome this very, very special man to my right. He's an author, a philanthropist, a millionaire, a world traveler, although oddly enough, not an amateur crime fighter. Please give it out for poker expert Phil Gordon.
Thanks, Dave. Pleasure to be here.
I don't know if you met the guys earlier, but there's 5 of them out there. They're all
fantastic guys.
They're on a hit show, and they don't, they've forgotten what it feels like to fail. But we're going to remind them of that as the evening progresses, because some of them are going to be coming in here to the losers' lounge, and Tammy will be taking care of their every febrifical need. That means drinks. So now, before they can get in here and feast on all of that lovely free stuff, we need to get them to start playing poker. So we should throw it over to our
Robert Thompson,
our tournament director.
$1 and $200 blinds. Shuffle up and deal.
all players are starting with $10,000 in chips, and we are underway. It's already like a funeral home in here.
James's first act.
And James Denton, who plays Mike Delfino, the plumber, has an ace-9. And that's what all plumbers look like, by the way.
All in. All in, you think? No, I didn't say that out loud. Oh. Yeah, all in! They are bloodthirsty. They're all raised to 6.
James is raising 400 to 600 total.
Makes me very happy to see him do that.
Yeah. Well, I took the liberty of begging them not to do minimum raises or to limp in.
Appreciate that, Dave.
And Mark Moses, widower and murderer.
Mark folds.
Because I told him I don't like sitting here with you holding the desk with white-knuckled rage. Oh, they did a minimum raise! Like the Hulk in his transition period. Ricardo Chavira.
Ricardo folds.
He also folds.
Fold.
Stephen Culp folds. Doug Savant, 6-queen suited.
All right, just a call. So I got 6 out there, right? So he went up to 6.
Doug calls.
Doug, as you may know, plays the workaholic on the show.
Somebody's got some balls around here.
All right, we're going to see our first flop.
The flop is 7 of spades, king of diamonds, deuce of spades. Doug is first.
Jamie has the best hand, but no one flopped a pair.
Doug checks.
Jamie should bet here using the power of position.
Check.
But no, he just checked.
Turning.
And it's going to cost him. The queen of spades has let Doug catch up.
Doug bets 1,000.
And that should be enough to take the pot, Dave.
Enjoy.
And Jamie does the right thing and folds, and Doug will take the first pot.
I knew he was a guy to watch.
Dave, how about doing some picks?
All right. I think I'm going to pick Doug.
That was my pick.
Yeah, beat you to
He's
it.
definitely the first person out then. I'm going to go with Stephen Culp.
All right.
Mark is first act.
And Mark Moses, Jack 7.
Not a playable hand. Under the gun. 4 people left to act.
So 200 to call. That's right.
He's going to play.
You're wrong again, Phil.
What do I know?
7-2.
Ricardo folds.
Stephen has a 2-3.
Oh, I fold.
Stephen folds.
And Doug, 10 king.
Now, Doug's in the small blind.
6.
Doug is raising
600.
400 to 600 total.
And James, or Jamie as his friends call him, folds.
It's 400 to me, right?
Right.
Okay.
Mark calls.
And Mark will complicate his life here by calling the extra 400 with a Jack 7 offsuit.
Flop is king of spades, 9 of spades, 4 of clubs.
And Doug Savant has been rewarded for his pre-flop aggression, Dave. He's flopped the top pair of kings.
Doug bets 1,000.
Now, Mark has no pair, no draw, and is about 4% to win from here. So
Mark folds. Doug
he does the right
pot.
thing and folds, and Doug Savant wins his second pot in a row to start the tournament.
I think somebody's played this game before.
Boy, they're right about the friendship thing.
Which housewife would I like to have an affair with? Or my character would like to have an affair with?
This is very interesting.
It's really hard to pick. I'd say Bree Van de Kamp.
Sexy, Eva, amazing.
What day of the week is it?
But then Nicolette could be nice.
Romantic.
A night on Wisteria Lane.
One on Tuesday and one on Wednesday.
Maybe with Terry.
And Lynette.
Just plain sexy.
Can I have them all?
Why just choose one?
I don't think that's a scenario we really have to consider too much.
Sorry, little wishful thinking. If I stay on the show long enough, I can have them all.
As the men of Desperate Housewives chase the biggest piece of the Cadillac Bravo $1 million prize pool, backstage secrets start to leak out.
He's wearing ladies' underwear.
Yes, but it doesn't affect my game. In fact, it improves it.
No, that's not the Mexican way.
Don't go away. The chip lead is about to change hands.
Hello, Mr. Cunningham. Alan, it's a big pot out there, buddy. I'm all in. Don't be scared.
I call.
Only a donkey would make that call.
We play at FullTiltPoker.com.
Welcome back to the Palms in Las Vegas for more Celebrity Poker Showdown. The game is just getting going, but the chips have already started moving around the table. And that's Phil's job. Keep track of where those chips have moved to.
I've got it. Here's
Go.
the chip count. Doug Savant's our early chip leader. He's got 11,500. Ricardo Chavira is in second with 10,000 even. Stephen Culp's in third place with 9,900. Mark Moses is in fourth place with 9,400. And James Denton is currently in fifth place with 9,200 in chips. The housewives may be desperate, but these guys are doing just fine. They've all got plenty of chips.
Now, before you can win a pot to get some of those chips, it's a good idea to know what beats what at the poker table. So here's a rundown from lowest to highest hand. At the bottom, when you've got no pair, no nothing, hands are ranked by the high card, with an ace being the highest. Next is a pair. Two cards of the same rank. The lowest pair is deuces. The highest is aces. The next best hand is two pair. The higher of the two pair is the one that counts. For example, your jacks and threes beats my tens and nines. Beating two pair is three of a kind, which is just what it sounds like. Three of a kind is also known as trips or a set. Next best on the list is a straight. 5 cards of any suit in sequential order, like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You can play an ace low, as in ace 2, 3, 4, 5, or high, as in 10, jack, queen, king, ace. Beating a straight is a flush. 5 cards of any rank that are all of the same suit. Flushes are ranked by the highest card in the flush. So if you had 5 hearts with an ace high, and I had 5 clubs with only a jack high, you'd take the pot. Next is a full house, which is 3 of a kind plus a pair. To beat a full house, you're looking for 4 of a kind. It's not easy to get, but when you do, chances are you'll win with it. That is, unless somebody has a straight flush. 5 cards of the same suit and in sequential order. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of spades is a straight flush. And the granddaddy of all hands is called a royal flush. That's the 5 highest cards in sequential order, 10 jack, queen, king, ace, all of the same suit. And that's as good as it gets. Now let's get back to the action.
$1 and $200 blinds. Shuffle up and deal.
Phil's saying, well, he listened to part of what I told him.
Ricardo's first act.
And Ricardo has an ace 8.
No, that's not the Mexican way.
I call.
Ricardo calls.
And Stephen has a 10-6 offsuit.
Fold.
Stephen folds.
Jack 10.
I call the big one.
Doug calls.
And another Jack 10.
Jamie folds.
And for good reason.
King 4.
And Mark is already in the big blind. His 200's already in the pot.
Mark is raising 400 to 600 total.
Mark making some very questionable pre-flop moves here. It's okay for Mark to try to steal this pot, but he's going to have to raise more than 400 to chase everyone out, Dave.
Doug folds, 2 players.
It's just you and me. Just you and me, my friend.
The flop is king of
There it is.
5 of hearts,
Don't
6
you
of
try
clubs.
nothing special today.
We'll try nothing with you.
And Mark got a little lucky on the flop. He was behind before the flop, and now he's 82% to win.
Mark bets 500. Ricardo calls. Turn is a 6 of diamonds.
Oh, wait.
Steven wants back in the hand, Dave. He would have trip 6s right now.
Can you get back in?
Mark is first. Mark bets 1,000.
Another good bet.
Ricardo
And
folds.
Ricardo folds with no pair. Mark will
Okay.
take the pot.
So how many tells were there?
Really? I'm Mark Moses, and I'm playing for Special Olympics. I grew up in the Chicago area. We were always competitive, and when it came to, long winters, poker was a fun time to spend and win your buddy's money.
As kids, we played poker all the time, but never Texas Hold'em.
Hold'em is absolutely brand new, but that's why I wore all this stuff, so the guys think I know what I'm doing. Are they around? Let's get one thing straight. I don't like any of these guys. I think Doug plays poker. I think he's got a regular game. Ricardo thinks he's really good, so I'll leave him.
Ricardo calls.
James Denton. I'm going to take the plumber down. And then Stephen Culp.
If you get that hand today, just go all in with it.
He doesn't have an understanding of the game at all, so he's probably going to be the most dangerous player out there.
Oh!
I don't like to lose. If I stand up and throw the table over today, don't be surprised. It's like I might lose it. I don't know.
Steven is first to act.
Yeah, I was, because I'm older than all these guys.
Jack 9 for Steven.
They're in the booth going, fold!
Steven folds.
And Doug's got a 5-8 of hearts.
Doug folds.
Jamie's pair of 7s.
These pocket pairs are very good hands.
There's the 6.
He raised to 600, and that meets my seal of approval.
Ace Queen suited for Mark.
Mark calls.
And Ricardo's got a 10-6.
It's called a face card.
Ricardo folds. 2 players.
Feel free.
Feel free.
We are heads up. Ace Queen versus pocket 7s.
Flop is ace of spades, 9 of hearts, 7 of diamonds.
Someone's in
Mark
big
is
trouble on
first.
this hand. Mark's flop top pair of aces with the queen kicker.
Mark bets 1,000.
He's got to think he's got the best hand right now. But little does he know, Jamie flopped a set of 7s.
Even with that intimidating tattoo facing me, I bet 1,000.
Jamie, 94% to win from here.
All right.
James Denton once did beat me out for a part opposite Bette Midler. So for that, I'm grateful to him.
Jamie should try to extract maximum value here. If he can put his
I'll raise
opponent
it,
on an
2,000.
ace, he can make a raise. That's a
Jamie
good raise.
raises 2,000 to 3,000
A lot of players
total.
are not capable of getting away from top pair here, Dave.
Mark
And it
calls.
looks like Mark's in big trouble here.
Gentlemen, we have a game.
Mark could very well go broke on this hand.
Turn is a deuce,
Deuce of hearts. Now Mark has picked up a flush draw. He's got the ace-high flush draw and the top pair with a great kicker.
Check.
Mark checks.
All in. Close.
All in.
In check.
Check.
No,
Jamie
what are you
checks.
checking for? No.
River is a tray of diamonds.
Oh, he got
Mark
lucky.
is
No
first.
heart came on the river. Now Mark's got to think he's got the best hand.
Mark bets 2,000.
You got to raise it here, Jamie. There are only 3 hands that can beat Jamie right now. Pocket 9s, pocket aces, or 4-5.
Oh, listen. Guillotine! Guillotine!
Jamie calls.
He just
James
calls?
calls.
Oh, no.
Jamie
Jamie, don't be afraid to bet your hand.
has a 7 of clubs and a 7 of spades.
Well done, buddy.
Well, big pot here for James, but I really think he could have bet that hand more aggressively.
I'm James Denton, and I'm playing for Cure Autism Now. I grew up in Nashville, Tennessee. We never played cards. I don't think there was a deck of cards in my house. It's really strange, especially for rednecks. Just between us, I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. None.
My money's gone already. Can you get back in?
I know you should not be afraid to fold.
Fold, fold, fold. When all else fails, fold.
But if you're going to play aggressively. Don't baby it.
They're all raised to 6.
Makes me very happy to see him do that.
And for good reason.
I know Mark is really competitive.
Guillotine! Guillotine!
So it's going to be interesting to see him, even with the goofy hat. Doug's a pretty good sport. He might be the best to go first, only because Mark might go back there and strangle somebody. Steven might completely melt down trying to analyze why he lost. Doug might take it, the easiest and go, well, you know what, I'll, hit the beer early.
Blind still 1 in 200.
Jamie is first to act.
Great.
King 7.
What a first act it'll be.
Jamie folds.
Mark with an 8-7.
That's the second act.
Mark folds.
Ricardo, Queen 5.
Ricardo folds.
Everyone folded around to the blinds.
Steven with a Queen 4.
Steven has $100 already in the pot.
Raised to 600.
Yeah. Steven is raising 400 to 600 total.
And it's a 2-6.
Not a playable hand here.
1,200.
Well, Doug's going to re-raise and try to steal the pot.
Doug is raising 600 to 1,200 total.
Call.
Steven calls. 2 players.
Not a bad attempt there from Doug, but didn't work out.
Flop is King of Diamonds, 5 of Diamonds, 5 of Clubs. Steven is first.
No one flopped anything.
1,000.
Steven
bets $1,000 with really no pair, no draw, but he gets Doug off his 6-deuce, and an aggressive bet after the flop gets the job done.
But he's wearing ladies' underwear under there.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yes, but it doesn't affect my game. In fact, it improves it.
One of these men is about to move off of Wisteria Lane.
This is not your mother's enchilada.
And into the Loser's Lounge.
Your hat is blocking my shot.
Tempers flare as one of the men of Desperate Housewives takes up residency in the Loser's Lounge. Who will it be? You'll have to come back to find out.
It's just like Wisteria Lane, where everything's a mystery.
Welcome back to the Palms in Las Vegas for more of this Men of Desperate Housewives edition of Celebrity Poker Showdown. Now, Phil, you're neither desperate nor a housewife yet. So what is the current chip count looking like?
I am pretty desperate, actually.
James Denton isn't desperate, though. He's at the front of the pack with 14,900. Stephen Culp's in second place with 11,300. Third place belongs to Doug Savant with 10,100. Ricardo Chavira is in fourth place with 8,500. And Mark Moses is currently in fifth. He's down to 5,200 in chips.
You think you know more about poker than the men of Wisteria Lane? Well, let's find out. On this next hand, we're going to hide all but one player's hole cards as we ask the Men of Desperate Housewives version of that burning question.
How would you play it?
All right, Davis, how would you play it? We're playing along with Stephen Culp. We've got Queen Jack offsuit on the button.
Mark is first to act. Mark is raising 200
Looks like Mark's coming in for a raise. Mark's been playing a lot of hands. Ricardo folds, now it's up to us. I'd like just to call here. Queen Jack is not a great hand.
I'm going to, you raised 400?
But I want to play this hand in position.
So make it 800 total.
Steven's going to take an aggressive approach and raise to 800.
And Doug folded. And
wait a minute, Mark.
We're hoping to get heads up against one player in position.
You're so anxious. Let me make it easier.
Jamie folds.
And that's the goal of the pre-flop raise here.
Mark calls, 2 players.
And Mark will call. We are heads up. Now, if Mark displays any weakness whatsoever, we should be in a position to win this hand.
Flop is 9 of hearts, 5 of spades, King of spades. Mark is first.
Mark goes straight for his chips. That's not good.
Mark bets 1,000.
All we have here is an inside straight draw. We need a 10 to make a straight. You got to put Mark on a pair. I don't think he's bluffing. The only question becomes, should we call here and try to catch the straight?
1,000.
Steven calls.
I'm sorry, and 1,000. I'm sorry. I can't do that, can I?
You have to say raise first.
I'm
put
sorry.
The money out all in motion.
Look, the Old West has ruined poker. There no longer are you allowed to, I see you're 500 and I raised you 2,000.
Yeah.
You can judge someone's reaction after you've put in money into the pot.
Yeah.
You can see if they're disappointed about you playing, and then you could choose to raise.
Yeah. See, I think it's you poker guys that have ruined poker, because that's dramatic.
Turn is a 4 of
Here's
spades.
the turn. It's a 4 of spades.
He meant to raise.
Well, now Mark may think that Steven meant to raise, which could put us in a good spot here.
Mark checks.
Check. That was my mistake, though. I mean, I'm so used to that way of doing it.
Is it
Check.
All right,
Steven checks also.
I smell weakness.
Queen of spades on the river gives us a pair of queens.
Mark is first.
Mark, if he does not have a flush with a spade in his hand, is probably going to be afraid of that flush.
Yeah, but how can Jamie smell my weakness all the way from here?
Check.
Mark checks.
How much is in the pot?
I don't think we have the best hand right now, Dave, but because there are 4 spades on the board and we have position, we might be able to make a bet here that can steal the pot.
Steven bets 2,000.
2,000 is the right amount to bet. That's half the pot, and it worked. Mark laid down his hand. Let's see if we get him off a winner. Indeed, we did. He had 2 pair, and he folded 2 pair. He was afraid of the flush. Nice bet by Stephen Culp on the river. He was not afraid to bluff when he couldn't win otherwise.
I'm Stephen Culp, and I'm playing for We Spark Cancer Support Center. I used to play a poker game in New York, and basically I was notorious for always losing. Loser. Really good poker players seem to be able to go through odds very quickly.
I'm only about 15% to make my strength.
When the other guys say I'm trying to think, so much of my head will explode. I had no idea they knew me so well. Doug Savant, I was surprised because I was really sure he was going to show up in women's clothing, but he's dressed very nicely in a suit. So I'm thinking maybe he'll play a more conservative game today. Mark Moses, he's obviously very confident.
Anybody who wears a hat like this is a big threat.
That's it.
So I'm a little nervous about Mark. I think you can play really stupidly and clean up. So that's my strategy, just to play really stupidly and bamboozle them. They won't know what I'm doing.
I seem like such a pro in that little personal computer
Mark's
game.
big blinds.
Blinds are 100,
Small
200.
blind. Ricardo's first act.
And Ricardo's got a queen 8.
Ricardo raises 800 to
Hey, Ricardo
1,000
didn't
total.
fold.
Ricardo playing very tight, suddenly raises to 1,000.
You're going to play a hand? I'm actually going to play this hand? It's amazing. Man, it's amazing.
Steven with the 10 jack offsuit.
Fold.
Steven folds.
2-5.
Doug folds.
He's
2-6.
playing, I'm not.
Jamie folds.
7-5 suited.
Mark folds.
What's that
Ricardo
about?
wins the pot.
Ricardo had the best hand before the flop. He raised it and he steals the blinds.
I kicked some ass on that one. $300.
I'm Ricardo Antonio Chavira, and I'm playing for the Susan G. Komen Breast Cancer Foundation. I've got a bunch of family back in Texas. They like to play Hold'em. Usually what happens is I do pretty well for the first hour, and then they get me drunk, and then I lose all my money. So I'm planning on abstaining from alcoholic beverages for this one and seeing how far I can go. I just want to get in there and kick some ass. Steven. Yeah, he'll be first to go.
Fold!
James, Mr. Plumber, just, straight down the drain. One flush and he's done.
If he's playing, I'm not.
I think that Mark will be throwing around a lot of jokes out there on the table, but I don't think he'll be getting the last laugh. I think Savant and I will go heads up several times. I'd love to see Doug Savant go first. Doug, are you hearing this?
Show him, Ricardo! The Mexican way! Hey! Say Taco Bell.
Ricardo's big blind.
This is not your mother's enchilada.
Whoa, we're getting a little dirty there, aren't we?
Steven is first act.
And Steven's got an ace-8.
A lot of players would play this hand, but it's not horrible to fold here.
Steven folds.
Doug also folds.
Doug folds.
Jamie, check 4.
Jamie folds.
And Mark's got a queen 10 offsuit.
And Mark's short stacked. Mark only starting this hand with 3,200 chips. He raises to 400.
King 10 for Ricardo.
Easy call for Ricardo. He's already got 200 in the pot, and he does call. We got heads-up action now.
Flop is 8 of clubs.
Mark's flopped a pair of queens. Ricardo has the best hand with a pair of kings, though.
2 minutes left in the round.
Ooh. Oh, go. Huh? Yeah, okay.
Your hat is blocking my shot. Do you mind?
That is so like Steven, too.
Ricardo, 90% to win the pot from here.
I'll go 600.
Mark bets 600.
That's a nice size bet. If they can call this bet, you're probably beat.
Ricardo calls.
But now it's time to be afraid.
I wake up that way, my friend.
The turn is a 4 of spades.
Mark now only 5% to win.
Mark bets 500.
This would be a good time for Ricardo to put them all in. He's only got about 1,700 in chips left. A little raise here might get the job done.
1,000.
Ricardo is raising 500 to 1,000 total. Mark calls. The river is a 4 of diamonds. Mark is first.
Could change things. Could change. Couldn't it?
They both have 2 pair, Dave.
I'll check.
Mark checks.
But unfortunately for Mark, Ricardo's got the best hand, kings and 4s. Mark only has $1,200 remaining, Dave.
Ricardo
And that's
And Ricardo bet 1,200.
What a coincidence.
With a hat and everything, huh?
The Mexican Mafia is here today.
And he's called. Oh, no.
Mark's all in. Turn him over, guys. Let's see both hands. Ricardo shows a king of diamonds and a 10 of spades. He has kings and 4s with a queen. Ricardo wins the pot. Big hand for Mark.
First one gone. Boy. But you were aggressive. And you played hard. I played terrible.
Well, he's got to work on his pre-flop hand selection a little bit more, but I like his aggressive attitude at the
Now
table.
I can really go home to Los Angeles, huh? You fucking well. Look at that. I'll be drinking. I'll be drinking.
I'll be drinking.
It didn't serve me luck. Stay away from me.
All right, guys.
Yeah. This is exactly how I had it planned. I'll be the first guy in the loser's lounge to go back in when I get some more money. Yeah, right. Hello, Dave.
Come on in. Come on in. Thank you for breaking the ice.
Yeah, I guess somebody has to,
Being
huh?
the first one out. Yes.
Yeah.
I know.
And now I get to sit center, don't I?
Yeah, come on in. Come on. Come on. Enjoy. And join us.
Yes.
Yes. Join.
The hors d'oeuvres look wonderful
They are
tonight.
delicious. They're a little stringy. Have a seat.
A little stringy and
now I know what this is all
the
about.
fur ball they coughed
This
up.
is you're just trying to win sympathy with America.
That's right.
You're just trying to ingratiate yourself.
Because they know I'm a bad guy, and I felt if I beat these guys, you know, if I just, if I tan their hides, they would really not like me.
They never forgive you. They
Never.
Yeah.
So that's
Killing's
what
one thing.
Yeah,
but
lucky in love. You know what I mean? Not with gambling. But wow, was that like some of the dumbest betting?
That
Phil
was,
must have just shake.
Phil was
going. Now, if he's going to bluff, why doesn't he do it all the way?
Yeah.
Or halfway?
And you know, I deliberately did not pick you to win in order to give you a chance of winning.
Who did you pick tonight?
I've picked Doug.
Well, yeah.
So he'll be
as
out
he
soon.
sat there smugly in the center of the table.
Yeah, he'll be out of here soon. So, but Special Olympics, they're going to get $5,000.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, here in Vegas, Lord knows they make great book on the Special Olympics. Vegas is a bloodthirsty town. Anything they can bet on, they'll bet on.
Maybe they could get all the worst players together.
Oh,
we
yeah.
could all play one evening on the show. I'd probably qualify after that.
Well,
after
I think,
that,
and I think I'd have to leave the desk and come play.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, we're going to go out to a commercial, and then we'll come back for more. We're here at the Palms in Las Vegas, and we have one lonely customer here in the Losers Lounge. Mark Moses has joined us. He has left the group of desperate housewives' husbands.
Yes.
And now his desperation has turned just simply to despair, I believe.
Yes.
Yes. So
nice alliteration.
Thank you. Now, what are the men of Desperate Housewives playing for? Well, that would be the Cadillac/Bravo $1 million prize pool.
6 zeros.
That's right. Oh, but with a 1 in front of them. The 6 zeros on their own wouldn't mean much. I know that much about poker. Now, before we get back to the action, let's see if any of these men are getting desperate in the chip count arena.
All right, that's the chip count.
James Denton is still our chip leader with 14,600. Stephen Culp's in second place with 13,400. Ricardo Chavira has 12,000 in third place, and Doug Savant is bringing up the rear. He's got the same amount he started with, 10,000 even.
$200 and $400 blinds. Shuffle up and deal.
Blinds are going up. We're one player shorter.
Can we just have a quick moment of silence for Mark?
For Mark Moses.
For our fallen comrade.
All right, that's enough. We hardly knew you.
Yeah.
Mark, we hardly knew you.
Doug is first act.
And Doug.
With kings, a pair of them.
2 and 4. So we say 8.
He's going to make the minimum
Doug
raise.
raises 400 to 800 total.
Great hand.
Jamie with ace-2 offsuit.
Jamie folds.
James wisely folding.
And Ricardo's got an ace-6 of spades.
Going to be tough for him to get away from this hand. He's going to call.
Ricardo calls.
And?
Pair of jacks.
Wow, there could really be some fireworks in this hand.
You know he's Latin.
Do you know I know that? Raise it to 3,000.
Nice raise. Well, Steven's got to find out if he's winning this hand. The only way to do that is to raise. And now back to the pocket kings, and he moves all in with the 2 kings. Wow.
Doug raised at 7,000 to 10,000 total. He's all in.
Doug is all in for 10,000 total.
You're a god.
Well, you know, I am Mexican-American, but holy guacamole, I'm stepping out of there.
Easy fold there. And it's back to Steven. Steven's got a very tough laydown here.
You viewers at home know what a quandary I'm in.
Don't let him push you around.
Nervy move there.
That's why they call it all in Texas Hold'em. Hey, shut the hell up! Now that's not right. That's not
true, but... Well, good bluff if it was one.
Wow. Fantastic laydown.
Doug shows 2 kings.
I mean, it's tough to get away from 2 jacks. You're only beat if your opponent has 2 queens, 2 kings, or 2 aces.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're making a mistake by folding.
Yeah.
That was a fantastic laydown.
Just a great play from Steven. Very few players would have had the discipline to lay down the 2 jacks there.
First act.
And let's see, Jamie with a 5-9.
Jamie folds.
Ricardo, 2-6 of hearts.
And Ricardo playing this hand for some reason.
King 8.
And getting rewarded for it from the audience.
Yeah.
You go.
Steven folds.
And Doug, Queen 10.
Now Doug's 400 is already in the pot. He's in the big blind, and he'll get to see the flop for free.
The flop is 7 of hearts, 7 of clubs, 9 of diamonds. Doug is
No help
first.
for either player.
check.
Doug still has the best hand with a pair of
Ricardo
7s
checks.
with a queen 10-9.
Babies.
The turn is a jack of
Jack on the turn
spades.
gives Doug an
is
open-ended
first.
straight draw. He needs an
Doug
8
bets
or a king to
1,000.
make a straight, and he bets $1,000. No way Ricardo can call here. He shouldn't have been playing that 2-6 to begin with.
Are you Mexican or Mexican? Put on the spot by my own people. Damn it! No, I'm even worse. I'm a Mexa-won't, man. Out of there.
Ricardo folds, and Doug has taken the chip lead.
My name is Doug Savant, and I'm playing for the Desi Geisman Foundation. I grew up in Burbank, California, so there's no good poker name. You can't be, Burbank Doug. I started playing poker as a kid. The game that I'm currently in, I've been in for 20 years.
That was extremely well done all the way.
Hold'em is extraordinarily interesting. It's about leverage, position, reading the other players, lying, deception, bluffing. I'm ready to go. Bring it on. Oh, watch out for the pole. Ricardo Antonio Chavira. He's been talking about this game for a good month. He really wants it. If I could take Ricardo down, I'd get some pleasure in that.
How much is in the pot?
Stephen Culp is extraordinarily cerebral. He thinks analytical. Obviously, that suits cards, but I think that will be easy to read. Jamie Denton. They've just had a baby, and he's sleep deprived, so you gotta go right at the throat. I want to knock anybody and everybody out.
I'm small.
Blinds are 200,
Steven is
400,
first
and
act.
Stephen Culp is first to bet.
10-2.
Fold.
Not a good hand, despite the fact Doyle Brunson won 2 world championships with that hand.
10-7 suited.
1,200.
It's the type of hand you might play on the button, but you're going to play it for a raise and hope to steal the blinds. That's a very good bet.
5-7 for Jamie.
You're full of shit.
Jamie folds.
Ricardo in the big blind. He's got 400 already posted.
And he's got Queen 6.
I would not call 800 out of position with a Queen 6 offsuit, but Ricardo will.
Ricardo calls. 2 players.
And we're heads up. Part of the problem with calling out of position, Dave, is you're first to bet after the flop, and every subsequent round of betting, it puts you at a big disadvantage.
Flop is Trey of Hearts, 6 of diamonds.
Well, unless you flop 2 pair. Queen 6-3. Top 2 pair for Ricardo. He checks. It looks like he's going for a check raise. And Doug's going to bet his flush draw. Doug needs any heart to make a flush.
Oh, me like.
I'd like to see a check raise right here. Got to protect your hand.
Raises 1,200.
No, that's not big enough. All he's doing is pricing Doug into the hand. Doug now getting almost exactly the right odds to call hit with his flush draw.
Is that Kojoni thing they talk about?
Ricardo's 68% to win the hand from this point.
Doug calls.
And good call from Doug. Doug needs a heart.
Turn is an 8 of clubs. Ricardo is first. Ricardo checks.
Ricardo now 75% to win. Doug needs any heart to make a flush.
It was a cocky check, too. Did you see his face?
And any 9 to make a straight.
He checked with a sneer.
It's my Latino-ness coming out today, my friend.
He is sipping a coffee with a straw. I mean, you know, and I may get grief for losing, but sipping the coffee with a straw, I'm afraid that may not end until season 4.
You are so hot, man.
It's the jeans.
I may be hot, but you're dreamy.
It's the jeans. I'll check.
Doug checks. The river
Full
is
house for Ricardo.
Ricardo is first.
Ricardo has, of course, the best hand and cannot be beat.
Ricardo bets
Perfect.
2,500.
But of course, cannot be called.
Doug folds.
Very
Ricardo
good bet
makes
by
a pot.
Ricardo. And Ricardo takes a very nice sized pot with a full house.
Hey. Ricardo. Do you have anything?
It's just like Wisteria Lane, where everything's a mystery.
So we're going to start talking about my wasp heritage? You know? Yes. Oh, watch out! He's an angry wasp! Hey, you cracker.
He's a crazy angry
Even his
man.
first act.
Queen 4 for Steven.
Fold.
Steven folds.
And Doug with 7-9.
Doug folds.
And the small blind.
Jamie, Ace Queen.
Certainly going to play that hand. You want to play it for a raise because you're out of position.
1,000.
Jamie, what are you raising to?
1,000.
You're raising to. Jamie raises 600 to 1,000 total.
It's a decent bet there.
Queen 10.
Ricardo's calling. 2 players.
James about 73% to win before the flop.
Flop is
And now
Trey
he's
of clubs,
96% to win. He flopped
ace
top
of
pair,
clubs.
pair of
Jamie
aces.
is first.
He's almost unbeatable at this point.
3,000.
Jamie bets 3,000.
He's hoping that Ricardo has a pair of aces as well, but with a lower kicker. But with no pair here, it doesn't look like Ricardo can call, and indeed he does fold,
Jamie wins
and
the
Jamie
pot.
will win the pot.
Well done, James.
I'm playing for a charity here, people. Jesus!
When do people start hollering, win it for the rednecks? For me. You know, it's, for you, it's all about this Mexicano. It's like, about
Be the Vols.
win one for the volunteers. Win one
Jamie
for
is
you.
first act.
Win one for your brother cousin.
Ace 4 suited for Jamie.
Got to die of something. 1,500.
Jamie
Good bet.
raises 1,100 to 1,500.
King Jack suited.
total. Ricardo raises 1,500 to 3,000.
A re-raise with a King Jack. Slightly ill-advised there.
And 7-4, who cares? For Steven.
Steven folds.
Doug's got an ace-2.
Got to fold the ace-2 facing a raise and a re-raise. That's a good fold. Now, Jamie does have the best hand.
What's that over there?
Jamie about 56% to win if this hand goes all the way to the river.
Come on. Get in there, Jamie. Show them how rednecks bet.
What if I put 3,000 in?
Jamie raises 1,500.
The problem with this re-raise, Dave, is it does not force Ricardo to make a significant decision. It's so easy for him to call the 1,500. It's not that much more.
2 players.
And Jamie's out of position. Means he's first to bet. And it's a horrible flop for Jamie. Ricardo has the best hand with a pair of jacks and a king kicker.
Jamie is first.
Check.
Jamie checks.
Ricardo has this pot locked up if he can move in, and he does. And Jamie's going to have to fold with no pair. Ricardo has the best hand, of course, with a pair of jacks.
7,700 all in.
And he's about 84% to win here.
I have all my people here, my friend.
You're a god to me, you know that?
Jamie folds and Ricardo will take the chip lead. How do you say that in Spanish?
Takes the chip lead? I don't know how you say it in English.
I really think Phil would approve.
Mark is about to get some company in the Losers Lounge.
That sucks.
Which one of the men of Desperate Housewives will be next to fall? Find out after this.
And we'll be right back.
In poker, it's good to have multiple personalities. I'm always mixing up my play to keep people guessing. Who will I be this hand? Trapping Gus, who check raises your chips away? Aggressive Gus, who plays every hand no matter what? How I play is up to you. We play at FullTiltPoker.com.
Welcome back to the Palms for more Celebrity Poker Showdown. Mark Moses is still the only resident in the Losers Lounge, which means we've got 4 of the men of Desperate Housewives left at the poker table. So, Phil, would you mind giving us a chip count so we know who might be next?
All right, here you go. Ricardo's our new chip leader. He's got 17,300. Doug's in second place with 11,800. James has slipped to third with 11,300. And Steven, my pick, is in fourth place with 9,600 in chips. Blind still 200, 400.
You're always going to be a big winner to me.
Ricardo
Antonio Chavira, who plays a handsome guy on Desperate Housewives, has a king 4 suited.
Ricardo raises 600 to 1,000 total.
Stephen Culp, who plays a handsome guy on Desperate Housewives, has a pair of 2s.
Raise to 2,000.
Steven raises 1,000.
Doug Savant, you may know him as a handsome guy on Desperate Housewives, and he's got a king jack suited.
Doug folds.
James Denton, who is also a handsome guy on Desperate Housewives.
Jamie folds.
I wanted to play this. Call it.
Ricardo calls, 2 players.
All right, we're down to heads up here. Ricardo calls. Steven slightly ahead, 51% to win.
The flop is Trey of Diamonds, 10 of Hearts, 6 of Clubs.
Handsome guy number 1 has missed the flop. Ricardo checks.
The good news is somebody handsome will win this hand.
Steven checks. The turn is 4 of Hearts.
And Ricardo caught up
first.
a little bit. He's got a pair of 4s in the best hand now. Ricardo 86% to win. He's going to bet at it.
Ricardo bets 2,500.
Senses the weakness in Steven.
Steven folds.
And
Ricardo wins
will
the
take
pot.
another pot.
I think at this point, it's just one of them should just, to have some pity.
I think they
and
should
go and
join
lose.
me because, as you see, I'm so embarrassed I've become invisible.
Yes, you've been swallowed by your hat.
I was swallowed by my hat, and if nothing else, Claude Rains, look out.
$300 and $600 blinds. Shuffle up and deal.
It's getting very serious now.
Oh, great.
Jamie is first act.
Yeah, how about that?
There's an 8 king for Jamie.
A raise of the blinds forces you to play more aggressively. And Jamie raises.
Jamie raises 600 to 1,200 total.
And Ricardo with, Cowgirls.
Fantastic hand. Let's see how he plays it. He can either smooth call here and hope to trap, or he can re-raise and hope to take the pot. He's going to re-raise.
Ricardo raises 2,400 to 3,600 total.
I like that play. Perfect. 3 times the previous bet.
Oh, and ace-9 of clubs for Steven.
And facing a raise and a re-raise, Steven does a great thing, and he lays down that ace-9.
7-jack clubs there for Doug.
Doug folds.
Do the math. So I got to call. I have to throw 2,400 in there. Is that right?
And that's a big portion of his stack. Tried to steal the blinds. It didn't work out. You got caught stealing, and you should wisely fold.
Jamie folds.
He
Ricardo
does.
wins the pot.
And Ricardo shows his 2
Ricardo
queens.
shows
He's
a queen of
probably
hearts
hoping
and a
that the
queen of
rest of the
spades.
table will think that he's got a good hand every time he bets.
Made me feel better. Thanks for showing them.
Yeah, Ricardo might be a little too serious. Got to figure out a way to use that against him somehow.
Hey, Ricardo didn't fold.
It's great that he's that passionate, but it'll be interesting to see him lose a couple of hands today and watch how he reacts, watch him start to sweat.
3,000.
Ricardo folds. Jamie wins the pot.
Steven's very funny.
Oh, watch out! He's an angry wasp.
So maybe we can get him joking around and distract him a little bit.
But he's wearing ladies' underwear. Yes, but it doesn't affect my game. In fact, it improves it.
Doug knows I can't play. Steven knows I don't know what I'm doing. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to hide it from them.
I smell weakness.
They'd all love for it to be one-on-one with me at the very end. Or they think they would.
Gentlemen, we have a game.
I've never had a nickname, but I bet I leave here with one.
You're a crafty one. Because you've had the cards most of the time, but a couple times you haven't. Am I right?
Yeah.
Doug is first act.
Doug, 8-5 of hearts.
Doug folds.
10-6 of hearts for Jamie.
Jamie folds.
It's 5-8
show
for
me.
Ricardo.
Stop it.
Ricardo calls.
Ricardo limping in, showing some weakness.
8-2 for Steven.
One of the worst hands in Hold'em for Steven Culp.
Raise to 1,800.
And Steven's going to raise with this hand. Poker is a game of situations, Dave. Steven folded pocket jacks before because it was the right thing to do in that situation. And now he's raising with 8-2 offsuit to try to steal the blinds right here. Steven showing me a lot of knowledge here. I really like his game.
I needed that.
And I picked him, by the way.
Yeah.
All right, steals the blinds.
Yep.
What's the difference between 4 and say 8 to 10 players? What are you trying to do?
Well, and with 4 players at the table, you have to play about 30-35% of the hands that you're dealt. The blinds are coming around very quickly. All right, with 10 players at the table, you can afford to play much more conservatively.
Right.
There are a lot better hands that can be out against you. Right? You have 9 other players that have a chance to pick up pocket aces instead of 3.
Blinds are 3 and 600.
So, Jamie, done any magazine covers lately, or?
Ricardo's big blind.
600, yes.
None on purpose.
Steven is first act.
10 king of clubs.
It's just one of those hands you have to play four-handed. And he should play
18.
it for a raise. That's a good bet.
Steven raises 1,200 to 1,800 total.
3 times the big blinds.
7-3 of clubs.
Doug folds.
Jamie, 7-9.
He's bluffing.
Jamie folds.
And Ricardo's got a king 7 of hearts.
Ricardo has a lot of chips too, Dave. He's got almost 26,000.
Ricardo calls.
He's going to
2
call.
players.
This is about all the kickers. One's got the racket, the other's got
the river dancer.
River dancer. Johnny Chan the other day. Playing with him. He said
Johnny
he had
Chan's
the river
there?
dancer. Oh, Johnny Chan. Doyle Brunson's using it now.
Wow.
TJ Cloutier.
Finally, I've made my impact on the world of poker.
You have.
Flop is 9 of clubs, 5 of hearts, queen of hearts. Ricardo is first.
Ricardo has a flush draw. He needs a heart to make a flush.
Ricardo
He checks.
2,000.
Steven bets 2,000.
Steven, about 52% to win from here, bets $2,000. And a quick call from Ricardo. Can't blame him for calling with a flush draw.
Turn is a 4 of diamonds. Ricardo is first.
Steven now 73%. Steven has no pair, though.
Check.
Ricardo checks.
Steven does have the best hand, although it'd be impossible for him to know.
All in.
Steven bluffing with the best hand, Dave. He moves all in.
Steven bets all in.
He senses weakness in Ricardo. He moves all in with no pair.
4,100, all in.
Steven just hoping to pick the pot up right here. Little does he know, Ricardo has the flush draw.
Call it.
And Ricardo's called.
Ricardo calls.
Steven cannot like his hand at all right now.
Unless a harder 7 comes, he's going to double up here with nothing.
Steven has a king 10 of clubs. He has an inside straight draw. Ricardo has a king 7 of hearts. He has a flush draw. Steven has the best hand with king queen 10 high.
Rockets are very powerful here.
Yes, they have thighs like rock.
River is an 8 of diamonds.
And the kicker will play.
Steven wins the pot with king queen.
Steven's got the best hand. He's got a king queen 10 9 8.
King 10 high. You know, it's like I got sucked in and I couldn't get out.
And I remain here alone.
I think it took even Robert took a moment to go. Neither of them has anything. Oh, all right.
He won with a king high?
Yeah, he did.
That sucks. What are we playing, war?
Doug's big blind, Steven's small blind. Jamie is first to act.
300.
And Jamie with a 9-5.
Steven's got the best hand. He's got a king queen 10 9 8.
5-6 for Ricardo.
Ricardo folds.
Steven with an ace jack.
Certainly playable. He should play it for a raise.
18.
Steven raises 1,200 to 1,800 total.
Doug, king 9.
1,200 more to call.
3 more, I believe.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Doug raised 1,800 to 3,600.
That's a re-raise. See how he bet there, David? Slam the chips into the pot.
Yeah.
People slam their chips into the pot because they're trying to compensate for the lack of strength in their real hand.
Call.
Yeah.
Steven calls, 2 players.
Hey, Phil, is that kind of like having a small
Wouldn't know.
Flop is 7 of clubs, deuce of spades, ace of diamonds. Steven is first.
Steven has the best hand. He's got a pair of aces. Almost unbeatable here, Dave.
3,500.
Whoa!
Steven bets 3,500.
And a quick all-in with no pair, no draw. Doug, only 2% to win from here.
Like it's 65.
That's a whole lot of
65 total.
This is not a good place to bluff.
$3,000 raise.
Mark, be right there.
Let me take a moment here. And we'll be right back. Let's not act on impulse. See, we do this too much in the world today. We should think through things.
Steven is not a player that you should try to bluff out.
Just do it, man. Just do it.
I'm going to do it. 1, 2, 3.
And indeed, he does call, and he is 98% to win from here.
Steven has an ace of clubs and a jack of spades. He has a pair of aces. Doug has a king of diamonds and a 9 of clubs. He has ace high. Let's see the turn.
Bad time for Doug to bluff.
Turn is a 4 of diamonds.
Doug is officially drawing dead.
He's dead.
He's dead. He can't win.
Doug's dead.
Let's see the river.
And the river card is unimportant, but a 10 of clubs.
Big hand for Doug.
Steven wins the pot. He is now our new chip leader.
Freaking not going. Not going.
I thought you had it.
No. It's yours for the digging.
Yikes. Kind of sucks. It's only mostly sucks.
I am a
Hello there.
miserable cuss.
Doug.
Hi, Dave.
Welcome to the
Doug,
Losers
Dave,
Lounge.
thank you so much.
I just have to tell you that misery loves company.
The
You know?
colors,
It's a reunion.
It's so nice that the colors you have here just go with everything.
I know,
do.
it's sort of a retro failure.
It's
as
yes,
the theme
exactly.
here.
Retro
And it's especially great when
failure.
they give you like, funny mushrooms here when you hit the losers.
Yeah.
It really makes it
Anything,
colorful.
All right,
anything you
anything
need.
to soften the
We'll
blow.
start with the positives. The Desi Giesman Foundation is getting $5,000 just because you
I
showed
wanted
up.
them to get even more.
Now,
but,
what is the Desi Giesman Foundation?
The Desi Giesman Foundation is an amazing foundation that services families with children going through cancer treatment. So it's an unbelievable foundation.
That is a very
and it's
worthwhile
what-
thing, and so we're glad
It is indeed.
that just courtesy of you being here.
It is indeed.
To contribute to that, and you know what? One of the reasons you're on this couch now is that
Because I lost.
I picked you to win.
Oh.
And not only did I pick you to win, but Phil wanted to pick you to win, but I picked you first, so you were doomed. Because we always, whoever we pick loses.
The Cures of the Bravo Channel hosts.
Yeah.
And who did Phil pick?
Steven.
Steven.
Our current chip leader.
Current chip leader.
Yeah.
Really?
He in that hand that he took Ricardo down. Carlos.
Yeah.
Ricardo. Whoever, the Latin guy
Yeah.
that everyone keeps yelling at.
Yeah. The dark brooding one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're going to go out to commercial because some of our sponsors spend over $500 a minute for spots on this show.
You're kidding.
So we're going to honor that commitment that they've made by going to commercial, then coming back for more poker. Welcome back to Celebrity Poker Showdown. We are at the Palms Casino Resort in Las Vegas. Two of our men from Desperate Housewives have joined us in the Losers Lounge, Mark Moses and Doug Savant.
We're bitter. We're in prison. We're in prison. You're kind of
They're
cute.
better. And you know what? And I have a little advice for you. Here at the Palms,
Yes.
now that you're losers, you might have trouble getting into the Ghost Bar.
I see.
But I discovered last night that if you get a room right below the Ghost Bar, it's just like being in the Ghost Bar. And it's the Cadillac Bravo $1 million prize pool.
Bravo.
Bravo. Bravo!
Stephen Culp knocked Doug out just before the break, and he's our new chip leader with 26,400. Ricardo Chavira is in second place with 16,000 even, and James Denton is the short stack at the table with 7,600 in chips.
$400 and $800 blinds. Shuffle up and deal.
Blinds are going up, number of people at the tables going down.
Are you wearing the anklet?
Yeah.
They're referring to the house arrest ankle bracelet he wears on Desperate Housewives.
Gambling's allowed.
If you bluff, it beeps.
Ricardo's first
Got a
stack.
2-4.
$2,000.
Ricardo is raising 1,200 to 2,000 total.
Beep, 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 beep.
Queen 10 suited for Stephen Culp.
I'll bump $2,000 then. So
All right.
that's
Stephen
Stephen is
re-raising.
raising 2,000 to 4,000 total.
okay.
2-9 there for Jamie.
Split aces and eights and double down on 11. Is that right?
Jamie folds.
Oh, you
Ricardo
would've folded
folds.
too, I
Stephen
promise.
wins the pot.
Stephen takes the pot and extends his chip
Trust
lead.
me, folding was the thing to do. I promise.
Phil, you're getting dangerously close to being right here with Stephen Culp.
Don't worry. You can't win.
They just want blood. They don't care. You think they care about you? They just want to see you walk. They just want to see you.
It's a Coliseum. It's a Coliseum.
They just want to watch you take the long, ugly walk of shame.
Jamie's got to make a move now, don't you think?
He's getting to be that short stack. He's got
Yeah.
to. He's going to have to take a chance here pretty soon.
Phil's going, I told him when you got down to 3 players, you got to quit folding.
Especially when you're short stacked.
Then again, you are short stacked.
What are you trying to say?
Jamie is first stack.
King 3 for Jamie.
And it's 8, and I'll make it 25.
He's going to take a shot at stealing the blinds. He makes it 1,700 more.
A6 for Ricardo.
Ricardo's going to call.
Ricardo calls.
And A6.
And facing a raise and a call, I don't like playing A6. I love this fold.
Stephen folds.
Stephen has not
Two
made a
players.
misstep before the flop tonight.
The flop is 8 of hearts, 9 of spades, ace of
Ricardo
diamonds.
has a pair of aces
Ricardo
and
is
can
first.
almost not be beat here.
How much does he have over there?
He wants to know how deep you are.
How deep is my love? Well, you know, it's pretty easy to count. You don't need an abacus. Jesus, just count it.
3,900.
3,900.
What'd you pull it out there for?
3,900.
Ricardo bets 3,900.
You'll have to get me next time.
Jamie's going to fold. Good fold there. Jamie tried to steal the pot before the flop. It didn't work out.
Is there anything in there above a 7? You got anything above a 7?
Yeah, what is that?
Try to keep remembering. Phil's voice in my head. Don't chase it. Don't chase it.
Jamie, it's your big blind.
Oh,
Ricardo
of course it is.
First
Well,
act.
I would expect nothing less.
And 5-9 of hearts for Ricardo.
Ricardo's raising
Ricardo's going to make it 1,200 more to 2,000.
2,000 total.
8-9 for
Some
Steven.
more. Some more.
Fold. It's up to Jamie. Jamie in desperation mode.
Pocket fours for Jamie.
That is certainly a hand worth going all in with. He's going to be a slight favorite against all hands except a higher pocket pair, Dave.
Well, it wouldn't take a lot, would it? It'd be a pretty short trip to go all in. What is it?
It's 1,200 to call.
He's only got 5 big blinds left. When you got 5 big blinds, you got to take a shot at doubling up. And he moves all in.
Jamie
That's the right
re-raises
play.
all in.
Easy call for Ricardo, though.
He has 3,900 total.
It's only 1,900 more.
1,900 to call if you want to
I know him. Ricardo's like, yeah, it's all in, but it ain't much.
Didn't the girl say that one time about
automatic call? Automatic call.
Never mind.
Ricardo calls. Let's see both hands, please. Turn them up, boys. Don't be bashful. Guys. Jamie has a 4 of diamonds and a 4 of clubs.
The pocket pair here is just a little bit better than a coin flip to win.
It is.
Jamie, 51% to win here.
Throw a 4 down there, Charlie. 2 if you got him.
Flop is 5 of diamonds.
Not a good flop at all for Jamie.
Hearts.
Ricardo has a pair of 5s.
An inside straight draw. Jamie has a pair of 4s and an inside straight draw.
A 7 won't even help because it'll give Ricardo a bigger straight.
Bigger straight.
Ricardo now 91% to win.
How's the beard, Doug?
Now Ricardo 98%.
Ricardo still has the best hand.
He's only got 1 out now. The 4 of spades is the only card that can help.
Rivers
a heart giving Ricardo a flush.
Unbelievable!
Ricardo makes a flush. He wins the pot. Big hand for Jamie.
Oh, Ricardo's got the flush.
That gives Ricardo the ace-high flush. So.
That's why I said the 4 of spades is the only card that can help.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Kick his ass. He got the flush.
He got the flush.
Steven's just now realizing there's been an elimination.
At the trips. Stupid man.
And here comes Jamie. Not many good cards to work with today for Jamie. He's coming to the loser's lounge, but he still has his good looks.
Poke let him. All right, man. See you later. Thanks, guys. Well, I hope they're satisfied with themselves taking money from my charity. That's okay. I'll go have a beer.
Hello.
Hi, Dave.
Welcome to the Losers Lounge. How are you?
Thank you. True words were never spoken.
Come on
Happy to be
in.
here.
What can we say?
Except there are 2 better poker players here than I are.
No.
Join your fellows in failure.
Oh, yes.
Fold.
Fold.
You fold. Well, you
Well,
know,
let's Phil's fold again.
And you know, and Phil, who actually enjoys poker, pointed out that you did do the right thing. You got in with the best hand, and you know, that's all you could do.
Yeah, well, I was getting killed folding on the blind, but you know, Phil kept me alive as long as I was, which was more than I should have been.
But now, the other good thing is Cure Autism now gets $5,000.
Yeah, you know, I feel bad. I kind of ripped them off, but at least it's really nice of
you know what? They're
show.
very impatient because we've had people playing for the Autism Association of America.
But they want it now.
But these now. Cure it now.
Cure it now.
So you got to send that check pretty quick then,
Yes,
right?
send it out immediately.
Exactly. Now.
Yes.
I'll go on record saying I would rather have lost to Doug Savant than Ricardo Chavira. But here we are. I'm glad you're here.
It's because you hate the Mexicans?
You know, I don't. As a people.
No, I understand. Yeah.
No.
No,
I love Ricardo.
Yeah.
Well, he has all my money.
It's odd. My ex-wife has all mine, and I don't feel that same affection.
You don't?
No. All right, you know what? We're going to go out to a commercial, and when we come back, it's going to be a heads-up poker between Stephen Culp and Ricardo Antonio Chavira. Chavira. We're back. Oh, we're back here at the Palms. The Palms in Las Vegas, Nevada for more Celebrity Poker Showdown. We're down to a heads-up battle between Stephen Culp and Ricardo Antonio Chavira. Huh? Not bad for a white man from north of the 42nd parallel. Now, one of you is going to walk away with this, the silver chip. Let me show you the fancy side. The silver chip, which means you're the champion of this table. You go on to the championship round, and a chance to win the gold chip and the $500,000 share of the Cadillac Bravo $1 million prize pool. There. So, but already you've guaranteed a contribution for your charities. I'm going to have to ask the We Spark Cancer Support Center.
It's a cancer support center in Sherman Oaks. I have some friends who've had some very positive experiences there, and I was quite happy to respond to the request to have this be my charity today because they've done a lot of good work, and it's all for free.
Well, that is great. Yeah. And so already a contribution is guaranteed to them, as is a contribution to the Susan G. Komen Breast Cancer Foundation, who you are playing for.
Yes.
The San Antonio affiliate.
San Antonio affiliate, that's right. I work with the national office, but the San Antonio is my home, and my mother passed away from breast and ovarian cancer when I was 15, back in San Antonio, and so that's kind of why I did that.
Well, that's terrific. And one of you could be moving on to bring $500,000 into your charity. So I'm going to get out of the way, let you guys play poker.
Yeah, do that.
So give it back over to Robert.
For an $800 blind, shovel up and deal.
As we start this heads-up Men of Desperate Housewives showdown, the stacks are pretty close. Stephen Culp has $28,000 to Ricardo Chavira's $22,000.
Oh, boy.
Oh, Mr. Culp.
Who'd have thunk?
Stephen is first act.
All right, we'll get down to heads-up, Dave. The small blind
has
small
the dealer
blind,
button and acts first before the flop and
then
acts last in every subsequent round of betting.
Wow. I'm really rubbing off on him, guys.
Yeah.
It's taken quite a few shows to get to this point.
Now he's got it?
Yeah.
He's got it now.
About 80 episodes to acquire one bit of knowledge.
Oh! King 4, certainly playable heads up. He's got two options. He can either limp in and complete the blind, or he can raise.
And the big blind is 800. So 2,400.
I love that bet.
All right, Stephen is raising 1,600 to 2,400.
By raising, you force the big blind to define their hand,
which is a queen 10.
Over the top. And he's going to re-raise.
Re-raising 1,600 to 4,000.
Well, this is an easy call.
Stephen calls.
Now, Ricardo's first to bet after the flop. That's very dangerous. He's a very dangerous man.
Yes, he is.
The flop is 7 of hearts, 7 of clubs.
Stephen still has the best hand after the flop.
Ricardo's first.
Nobody flopped anything.
Ricardo
Stephen should use the value of position here to make a bet.
4,000.
Stephen bets 4,000.
That's a perfect size bet. No way Ricardo can play here, Dave. Do you see the power of position?
Play with it.
They meant with the cards, not actually literally playing with me.
Ricardo does fold, and Stephen will take a well-deserved pot.
$500,000 blind. Shuffle up and deal.
And now Ricardo on the button.
Ricardo is first to act. He's also the small blind.
And queen 6 of spades.
He calls.
8-5.
Oh, well, then I'm going to check then.
All right, Stephen checks.
And Stephen's in the big blind. He gets a free look at the flop, Dave.
Flop is 10 of clubs, 9 of diamonds, 7 of clubs.
Ricardo still has the best hand, but Stephen has a straight draw. He needs a jack or a 6 to make a straight.
Stephen bets 1,500.
And that's always a good bet there. Now Ricardo has no real piece of this flop. Ricardo has an inside straight draw, but he only has a queen high right here.
Ricardo raises 1,500.
And yet he's going to raise. Call.
Steven calls.
And a quick call from Steven. Here's the turn card.
Turn is a king of
it's
diamonds.
the king of diamonds.
Steven is first.
I'll check to you.
Steven checks.
Notice Steven looking right at him. If he had a good hand, he would probably look away, look askance. But looking directly at your opponent is a tell. It's a tell of weakness. You're trying to look at your opponent to act strong. If I have a good hand, why do I want to intimidate you?
Interesting.
Ricardo may have picked up on that.
Ricardo
He's gonna
bets
bet 5,000 on a semi-bluff. It's a bluff because he doesn't have anything. It's a semi-bluff because he has a few cards that can come that will give him a winning hand.
Yeah.
Semi-bluffs are always a good idea if your opponent has displayed weakness.
I don't think I should have gone this far, actually.
Steven folds. Ricardo wins the pot.
Good play from Ricardo there.
Ricardo is first to act.
I wonder what they're talking about in the losers' lounge right now.
Who's screwing who on the set?
And Ricardo, 3-6 suited.
Who is?
No one. Believe me.
All right, I'll call.
Ricardo calls.
And it's Queen 9 for Steven.
Steven getting a free look at the flop here if he wants one.
And 1,000.
Steven raises.
That's not a big enough raise.
2,000 total.
If Steven wants to try to raise here to try to steal the blinds, he has to make it more than 1,000.
I'm one of those.
Ricardo calls. The flop is 4 of hearts, deuce of spades.
Steven still has the best hand, though. He's 60% to win from here. But he's out of position, Dave, and you'll see this over and over in heads-up play. The player out of position has a hard time winning the pot.
Check.
Steven checks.
His check gives Ricardo a license to steal.
$6,000.
Ricardo makes a $6,000 bet with a 6 high, and that's enough to take the pot. Good play from Ricardo, and Ricardo takes the chip lead.
Poker, although there is a lot of acting that goes on.
$2,000.
I'm absolutely horrible at bluffing.
I'll bump $2,000.
Ricardo folds.
It's very quick, completely competitive. It's very reactionary. But it gets heads up, and maybe things will work your way.
I kicked some ass on that one!
And maybe they won't.
No way Ricardo can play here, Dave. Do you see the power of position?
I think Steven's most deceitful at the table.
I don't think I should have gone this far.
It's going to be so good to take money from him. There's no opposition there.
Steven is first to act.
Lines are 500 and 1,000.
And Steven has a 5 and a 3 offsuit.
3,000.
He's going to take a shot at stealing the blinds. He raises 2,000 more to 3,000 total.
Steven is raising 2,000 to 3,000
It's A6 there for Ricardo.
Call.
Ricardo calls.
And the A6 is the best hand before the flop.
The flop is 9 of diamonds.
And it's really the best hand
spades,
after the flop. Ricardo has a pair of aces. He's now 92% to win.
Check.
And he checks
Ricardo
the pair of
checks.
aces, Dave.
Check.
Steven checks.
Slow playing.
Turns
the jack of hearts. Now, Ricardo is 100% locked to win this hand.
Check.
Wow, he slow
Ricardo
plays
checks.
again.
Oh, and he's got him.
3,000.
Steven, no chance to win this pot. 0% to win. Bets 3,000.
3,000.
All in.
He moves all in.
He's sandbagging.
Yeah, that is a monster play.
The slow play check raise all in.
raises
Steven
all
can't
in.
call. He got caught bluffing.
He raised to 22,500 total.
It's yours, son.
I fold.
Steven folds. Ricardo wins the pot.
Great play from Ricardo. Wow. Changed gears and he slow played check raised.
Ricardo seems to have the momentum.
This is amazing!
Can he close it out and move on to the championship game?
Peanuts for the peanut gallery!
We will have the winner in moments.
We play for big pots, small stakes, and the chance to say, read 'em and weep. For the weekends, the all-nighters, and the lunch hour. We play for the legends and and for the unknowns who dream of winning it all. For the bad beats and the pocket kings we sometimes have the sense to fold. We play at FullTiltPoker.com.
Welcome back to the Palms Casino Resort in Las Vegas, where, if you're here on a weekend, they try to give you Suite 27101, say no. Just don't take it. The Palms, and we're having a very special Men of Desperate Housewives edition of Celebrity. Stop giving them projectiles on the loser's couch. And it's come down to a heads-up match between Ricardo Antonio Chavira and Stephen Culp. See, that's easier to say for me. Phil, how is the wealth distributed out there?
All right, here's the chip count, Dave.
Ricardo has taken the heads-up chip lead. He's built his stack to 31,500. Steven still has plenty of chips to work with, though. He's got 18,500.
$500,000 blind. Shuffle up and down.
Ricardo has the button and the momentum.
I'm just going to sit here and chip away at you, my friend.
I know you are.
Steven's still playing very, very good poker. Very serious about the game, isn't he?
Very thoughtful. Oh, there's a 4 king there for Ricardo. Very deliberate about everything he does.
Ricardo calls.
Ricardo just calling with the king 4.
Pocket jacks.
Second time tonight he's had pocket jacks. First time he had to lay him down before the flop.
He's raising 3,000.
3,000.
Yep. Steven raises 2,000 to 3,000 total.
That's a good bet. Try to get more money in the pot while you have the best hand.
Ricardo calls.
Steven, a little bit of a favorite before the flop, 73% to win.
Flop
Ace of spades, deuce of spades, queen of spades. Horrible flop for Steven. He's got no spade in his hand, and there are 2 overcards on the board.
I'm betting 3.
And yet he's still betting 3,000. Very ballsy bet.
Ricardo folds.
Steven very happy to take the pot after that flop, believe me.
Ricardo's first act.
With a pair of 9s.
Fantastic hand, heads up.
Call.
He's just going to limp in, though. Maybe he's trying to set a trap.
Ace queen suited for Steven.
Raise it to 3,000.
Well, the trap worked.
2,000 to 3,000 total.
And Ricardo is just going to call. Ricardo has to expect that he's got the best hand now.
Flop is ace of hearts.
Well, the flop changes everything. Ace 10 jack on the flop. Steven's got a pair of aces and a straight draw.
I will raise it 4,000.
All right, Steven's going to bet 4,000.
Ricardo is not going to be able to call, I don't think, with 3 overcards on the board.
Come on in.
You can call one of the wives.
Peanuts for the peanut gallery.
You've got it.
Ricardo folds.
And Ricardo folds. Steven takes the pot with a pair of aces.
I can be a very patient player.
There could really be some fireworks in this hand. Wow, fantastic laydown.
That might be the thing that isn't my favorite today.
Steven wins the pot. Big hand for Doug.
Ricardo hates to lose.
Damn it!
But underneath all that machismo exterior, he'll burst into tears at the drop of a hat.
Take it.
Steven wins the pot.
I'm very fragile. My ego is just so fragile.
I'm playing for a charity here, people. Jesus!
That's part of his technique, actually. Watch him, because he'll just come in and snake everything out from under you.
$1,000 and $2,000 blinds. Shuffle up and deal.
Blinds way up now. 1 and 2,000.
It's like Steven turned it around just by betting. He just kept betting, and Ricardo.
Yeah, well, Ricardo was
backed
the
off.
aggressor earlier,
Yeah.
but that's definitely changed.
It's such a peaceful table now, isn't it?
serene almost.
Stephen is first act.
And it's a 3-6 suited for Stephen.
Looks like he's going to play this hand.
Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Do it, do it, do it, do it.
More.
Do it. More.
Another one.
More. Take your shirt off, throw the shoe, do it.
6,000.
Stephen is raising 4,000 to 6,000 total.
Ace-7.
Very good hand heads up. He's already got $2,000 in the pot. He has a nice chip lead. Now, if Ricardo suspects this is the best hand, he should probably just move all in and take the pot.
All in.
And he does.
Ricardo re-raises all in.
Now we're talking. Yeah.
Good heads-up poker there from Ricardo.
Gutsy move. You got it.
And with that move, he's going to extend his chip lead. Good play from Ricardo there.
You viewers at home know why.
I'd like to see Stephen do one of those all-in moves after Ricardo raises under the gun.
Yep.
Ricardo is first act.
And it's King-Queen.
Ricardo calls.
Why is he just limping in there? He should raise that.
Pair of 2s for Stephen.
Stephen must suspect that the deuces are good here.
6,000.
Stephen is raising 4,000.
Stephen putting nearly half his chips in the pot. Looks like Ricardo might be re-raising here, Dave.
10,000.
He does, he re-raises.
Re-raising 6,000 to
4,000.
10,000. He's raising 4,000 to 10,000.
That's nearly enough to put Stephen all in.
Here we go.
He's going all in.
Now we got some action.
Stephen, a slight pre-flop favorite here, Dave. He's 51% to win the hand.
That is pretty slight.
And Ricardo has to call here. Has to call.
Call it.
Ricardo's calling. We need to see what Stephen's all in for.
This one's for the homies.
Ricardo, if he wins this hand, the thing is over here.
Stephen's all in for 13,500 total. Ricardo called, I believe, right?
Yes, he said call.
Okay. Turn over both hands, please. Stephen shows a deuce of diamonds and a deuce of spades. Ricardo has a king of hearts and a queen of diamonds.
Let's see if Stephen can survive the flop.
Flop is 6 of diamonds, 9 of diamonds, 10 of
Stephen's still with the best hand, but only barely. Stephen only 56% to win.
Ricardo has an inside straight draw. Let's see the
He needs
turn.
a jack, a king, a queen, or 2 running diamonds.
Turn is a 7 of diamonds.
Diamond.
Stephen still has the best hand. They both have a flush draw. Ricardo has a bigger flush draw.
He needs a diamond, a king, a queen, or a jack.
He's got a lot of outs.
Oh! There's a deuce of clubs.
The deuces.
3 deuces.
Stephen wins the pot.
Stephen has doubled up to take the chip lead.
Wow.
Wow.
This is amazing.
Stephen with a slight chip lead, 27,000 to 23,000.
Stephen is first act.
And Stephen has a pair of 5s.
We call that presto.
6,000.
He makes it 6,000. Very consistent betting here before the flop for Stephen. Always raising 3 times a big blind, applying pressure to his opponents.
And Ricardo, he has a pair of 2s this time.
All in.
And he's going all in with them.
Oh, man.
Welcome to the party.
Ricardo
Hard to fault him for going all in with a pocket pair.
Ricardo re-raised 23,000 all in, $17,000 raise.
If Stephen calls, he's going to be a huge favorite to win this thing. He's going to call. He's got more chips, so this thing will not be over if he loses. But if he wins this hand, he will be the champion.
Stephen is calling.
The 5s are a 4.5 to 1 favorite, about 82%.
Let's see both hands, gentlemen. Stephen shows a 5 of clubs and a 5 of diamonds. He has a pair of 5s.
Look at that.
Ricardo has a deuce of diamonds and a deuce of hearts. He has a pair of deuces. Let's see the flop.
Stephen is incredibly happy that Ricardo does not have an overpair or two higher cards.
7 of spades, 7 of hearts, 6 of hearts. They both have 2 pairs.
Stephen now 75% to win.
Turn is a 9 of spades.
Now, if a 9 or a 6 comes, they're going to split the pot.
That's because the board.
Oh, because they'll have the same thing?
They both still have 2 pairs. Stephen still has the best 2 pair. Let's see the river.
Stephen, 82%.
River is a tray of diamonds.
My pick. Whoa! Here we go.
Stephen wins the pot.
Stephen Culp, masterful display of poker before the flop here. He played very, very well, and he's going to the championship.
I've got something for you. All right. There you are. This is the silver chip. Makes you the champion, means you go on to the championship round, chance to play for the gold chip, and of course the $500,000 share of the Bravo Cadillac $1 million prize pool. Thank you all for being here. Thanks for spending some time with us. And for my co-host Phil Gordon and myself, I'm Dave Foley. Good night. Thank you for being here with us at the Palm.
On Bravo, $1 million.
I'm a poker god!
Celebrity Poker's first ever $1 million tournament.
$1 million prize pool.
You want a piece of me? Celebrity Poker Showdown coming up next only on Bravo. Watch what happens.